Welcome back to the TARP Sports YouTube podcast, whatever you're listening on. This is NFL Week 13, Thanksgiving best bets, guys. All right, I'm going to also include the Eagles and the Bears in this one just because it's on the Friday, Black Friday. Happy Thanksgiving. Let's get this Gitas and make you look like a genius in front of your family. Before I start, guys, I do want to say I'm not a professional, all right? Tailor fate at your own risk. I am having an absolute killer season so far this year, but just because I've been really good doesn't mean I can't have a bad week here or there, or even just end the season poorly. So please be responsible. Only wager what you can afford to lose, all right? But most importantly, have fun. Let's get into it. Starting with the first game, we got a division game. We got Green Bay headed to Detroit. Guys, this is a weird one for me, right? These are two very different football teams in this one. Green Bay, they're more of an old school, don't really pass the ball a lot compared to the rest of the NFL. They want to run the ball down your throats, get in, get out. To them, it doesn't matter how much they win by as long as they win. Detroit, on the other hand, is a very, very new-fashioned NFL team, right? They are going to put up 40-plus points if they can. Their offense is so dynamic that we just seen them run for 200-plus yards. They're just an explosive team. So it's two very different teams, right? All the money so far is pouring in on Detroit, and that makes sense because they lost the first game. Usually when you have two good division teams, they usually tend to split. Detroit has owned the Packers in recent memory, right? Since the 2021 season, Detroit is 6 wins and only 3 losses versus Green Bay. But the way Green Bay's playing right now, I mean, they lost a few games where I don't think they should have, like against the Panthers, for example, or even the Browns. In this one, I don't like a side, and also I don't like an over-under, so I'm going to go to a few props that I like in this one. First up, we got Christian Watson. He's been killing it since he came back. I like him over 50.5 receiving yards. Detroit, their defense, their run defense has been there all year, but that passing game, man, we just seen the Giants and J.J. McCarthy and a bunch of other just mid teams put up a lot of yardage and a lot of points on them. And I think Christian Watson, I think he's getting healthier and healthier each week. He's been extremely explosive throughout his career. He has had good history versus Detroit. Give me Christian Watson over 50.5 receiving yards. And then I got one more for you here. This one is on the Lions side. I like Jahmyr Gibbs over 27.5 receiving yards. In 11 games, Jahmyr Gibbs has done this 7 times, and he's also done it against the Packers in week 1. So yeah, like that as well, because Green Bay shuts down the run pretty well, and I think they're going to want to get Gibbs going somehow, and I think it's going to be through the air. Next game, guys, is slobber knocker on the slate, in my opinion. Kansas City headed to Dallas. Both these team seasons are most likely on the line in this one. Both got top 10 offenses. Dallas arguably has a top 5 offense. Kansas City's defense, they're arguably a top 10 defense in the NFL, probably top 7, but Dallas's offense, I can't see anyone shutting them down. They're just playing at an extremely high level, and honestly, the defense is picking it up too for Dallas. But I don't really like a side in this one, man. I think Dallas has been playing extremely good football. I never really want to go against Mahomes, though. But what I do like, I like Kansas City at Dallas over 51.5. We're going back on that train. I think both these offenses are playing at an extremely high level. Both have urgency to them. Give me over 51.5. I also got a couple props for you here, all right? I like Mahomes over 267 passing yards. Guys, he's hit this his last 2 games, 6 out of 11 games on the year. Dallas is letting up over 270 yards per game through the air to quarterbacks. Like that as well. I also like Dak. Dak's number is extremely low in this one. Give me Dak over 245.5 passing yards, guys. He's done this his last 3 games. He's done it 8 games out of 11 so far. I know Kansas City's defense is elite, but guys, this Dallas offense is also elite. And then the pair with the passing yards, I do like all the receivers overs in this game. So I like Worthy over 34.5 receiving yards. He's done this 3 out of the 5 games that Rice has been there for. And then I also like Rice. Like I said, Rice over 69.5 receiving yards. He's done this 3 out of his 5 games that he's played this year. This one's my favorite, though. He's been absolutely killing it. You know I've been a fan of him if you've been following me. George Pickens, man, over 74.5 receiving yards. He's done this in his last 6 games. He's been on an absolute tear. 7 games out of 11 he's covered this. And then last but not least, CeeDee Lamb. His over-under's only at 73.5. He's done this 6 out of 8 games so far he's played, and the 1 game he didn't, he left very early with an injury. So really 6 out of 7 times he's covered that total. Those are my best bets for this game, all right? Next game, we got Cincinnati headed to Baltimore. Another division game, guys. I believe Joe Burrow is back. He's been posting on social media like he is. One thing that tells me is Cincinnati is sitting with only 3 wins on the year. This isn't him being rushed back for a playoff push, right? Their season's most likely over, right? He's coming back, I truly believe, fully healthy. Could he be a little rusty? Sure. But in terms of health, I think he is in good health. Both defenses have been bottom 10 in the NFL, arguably both bottom 5. Burrow's first game back kind of scares me, so I don't really like a side, but I do like over 51 points in this one. That is what I like. Cincinnati, one of the best teams to play the over in. Both defenses, like I said, are bottom 5. Burrow back, even with Joe Flacco, I would like this over. That's the best bet in this one, and I also have a couple props for you here. I like Derrick Henry over 89.5 rushing yards. I know he's taken a step back this year with the age and all, but guys, Cincinnati, the running backs, is allowing 131 rushing yards per game. That's just to running backs. They're letting up over 5 yards per carry. I think this is a Derrick Henry game. Give me him over 89.5. I also like Joe Burrow in this one. I like Joe Burrow over 251.5 passing yards. This Baltimore defense, they on paper, they haven't really been letting up a ton of yards in the air, but look at the quarterbacks they played, man. They're playing Tyrod Taylor, they're playing J.J. McCarthy, they're not playing good quarterbacks as of lately, and when they do play good quarterbacks, they usually tend to put up 300 plus yards. Joe Burrow is a great quarterback. I expect him to get over 251 yards in this one. Also, I like Mark Andrews over 35.5 receiving yards. Cincinnati is the worst team at covering tight ends. They're allowing 87 yards per game just to tight ends alone. Mark Andrews over 35.5 receiving yards. And last but not least, Jamar Chase over 88.5 receiving yards. He's done this 6 out of 10 games so far. He's coming off the suspension. T. Higgins should not be playing. He's dealing with an injury. If he does, I still like Jamar Chase over 88.5. I think him and Joe Burrow, they've had a connection since college. They're going to link up in this one. Those are my best bets for Cincinnati at Baltimore. Last but not least, guys, we got the Bears headed to Philly on the Black Friday game. This one's going to be simple to me, right? You got the Chicago Bears at Philadelphia. Philadelphia's coming off a brutal, ugly, choking loss to Dallas. That being said, it's a new week, right? Chicago playing at an all-time high. Their offense is absolutely killing it. Their defense, on the other hand, they're letting up anything to anyone. The Bears defense has really been struggling so far this year, and they're on a nice little win streak, right? But look at the teams they versed. They beat an Aaron Rodgers-less Steelers. They beat a struggling Vikings team with J.J. McCarthy in his first game back, I believe. They barely scraped by all these teams, by the way, but they barely scraped by the Giants where Jackson Dart got hurt at home. And then they barely scraped by this terrible Cincinnati team. The Eagles are a Super Bowl team, right? I know they have their flaws and all that. They only have 3 losses on the year. They're only losing to good teams, right? Give me the Eagles in this one, minus 6.5. Buy it down. Don't get hooked. Give me the Eagles minus 6.5. I think the defense is going to show up in a big way. I think the Bears defense can't stop the Eagles offense. No matter how much they've been struggling, they didn't even look terrible against Dallas. And I think the Bears defense might be a little bit worse than Dallas as of lately. Give me the Eagles minus 6.5. Thank you guys for tuning in. I really appreciate it. All right, I hope you enjoyed it. Hope you learned something. Hope you make some Gitas this weekend. Like I said, I'm not a professional. I don't do it for a living. I do it for the love of the game. So please be careful. I'm having an absolute killer season. It can easily go south. So only wager what you can afford to lose. Guys, I'm going to drop my normal video as well. That's going to be on Thursday because I covered up all the Thursday games. So Thursday night after you spend time with the family and all that, guys, make sure you have a good Thanksgiving. All right, I appreciate everyone. Peace out. Subscribe. Share your degenerate uncle. Share your degenerate uncle over the holiday. Let's go.